What's up guys, it's Smith here from GamersHeroes.com and this is a re-upload of my video I did earlier today that was absolutely rubbish. I do apologise for that. I've been feeling really rough the last few days and for some reason I just missed out half the content. I watched it back and I thought, yeah, it's good, I've got everything there. I didn't. So this is how to upgrade all of your house plots. We're going to go over the 3 different types of house plots you can get and the different upgrades you can get for them. So I've built some new ones here. I'm going to put this on pause because my whole city's falling apart at the minute. So we've got 3 burgage plots here, all at level 1. But as you can see, they are all very different burgage plots. We have this one here, which is just a simple burgage plot with an upgrade slot. We have this one here, which is just the burgage plot by itself. And then we have this one here, which is like the maximum level one. So I'll show you these constructed really quick. These aren't overly important in terms of upgrading the burgage itself, but it's a really good system to understand early on. So you can see here by these icons, these are basic houses. These will just house people. That's it. They will do nothing else. If you make it a little bit bigger, you can see here we've got this little icon at the back with a shed and a hammer. That means you can build expansions later on. I recommend every burgage plot have at least these features. This will allow you to do your own food. It will allow you to make armor, weapons, and clothes, that kind of stuff. So this is the minimum. And then sometimes this is a bit harder to make this one happen on purpose. So it's there you go. So you can see here you've got these little plus icon houses. It just means you can build an extra house on the same property for the family. So this is the one with the expansion slot here. This is where you can construct the expansions. This is the normal house over here. I don't recommend doing these unless it's really space limited. And this is the one that's biggest, where it's got the additional living space for an extra family and then also a backyard extension as well. So upgrading them is simple on the surface, can actually be quite complicated because the game mechanics aren't brilliantly explained, and that's part of the game I love about it, to be honest, just figuring stuff out. So you can see here, water access and church levels. So these are the core ones first. Water access is very simple. All you have to do is build a well anywhere in your region. I always lose where the well actually is. And it can literally be anywhere in your whole region as long as it's got water. There is a setting in the options to turn this requirement off if you want. As you can see, I've got my well here. So as long as you have well built anywhere in your region, so this whole region here, it will have a water supply. I recommend building this close to the houses because the people will have to travel to the well physically. So they will have to walk from their house to the well. So if your well is miles away, they could be spent time working or resting, but instead they're running to the well. So build your well close to your burgage plots. Next up is the wooden church. That's just very much a simple process of building the church. All you need for that is timber, planks, and stone. Timber you just get from cutting down the trees using the... I always confuse the names of these two. So it's the logging camp, and then you make it into planks with the saw pit. And then not everywhere has rocks to begin with. So you do start with, I think, about 20 stone deposit in your town. So keep that for the church. Otherwise, you're going to have to either trade it in or find somewhere else to build. Once you've done that, you've got the fuel, food, and clothing store suppliers. Now, these are much more complicated because there's a number of mechanics interwoven into this. So the position of your marketplace is incredibly important because it has a limited range of influence. So this is my marketplace here. If I can actually click the actual marketplace, and you can see here, if I zoom all the way out, you can see here I've got some houses over here to the northeast and they're down to the southwest. The further away you get from the marketplace, the tougher it is for people to actually source items from the marketplace. So these ones up here, for example, are going to be much harder to upgrade because it's much further away from the marketplace. So you really want to build your marketplace central. And you can see down here, some of these other ones are red. These aren't red because of distance down here in the southwest. This is just a lack of actual number. So you can see here, I've got up in my village 288 people. I don't have 288 pieces of food. So it's about having the variety and the actual amount as well. So, for example, on the burgage plot, where you need food stall supply, at least one type of food in the marketplace. But let's say you've got 100 people and you've only got 99 carrots, it's not going to reach 100 houses. So you need to make sure, as well as the variety, you've got the volume of the food. Now, early on, the best way of achieving this is to build at least this place here, this kind of burgage plot, and you get down some chickens. You start with 50 silver, I think, so you can get 2 down. I've got trading guides up for that, so make sure you check that out if you want to get some silver. But definitely recommend chicken coops. Every single one of my burgage plots, I think about 98% of them, have carrots or chickens or something to help produce food, because those two alone are 2 different food types. If you can get enough going, then you're good to go. So the fuel is very simple. All that is just building the woodcutter's lodge. I think it's the woodcutter's lodge again. I get these. Yes, it's the woodcutter's lodge. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can expand into the charcoal burning, which allows you to convert 1 firewood into 2 charcoal, in effect doubling how much fuel you can put out. I don't think that's necessary for most of the time. I've done it a lot here because I'm actually selling the charcoal. It's a good exporting, so it's making me some good money. But again, the stall supply is very much the same, so you need to make sure that you have enough for each of the houses in your area. Otherwise, the little icon down here will not be ticked. So you can see here I'm having some food issues already. So I've explained the fuel and the food. The clothing is very much the same. If you look here, you can see linen, leather, and yarn. Now, if this is a higher level burgage plot, the clothing is actually different. So we'll go over the basic ones first. The best thing to do here is just to get some sheep. Now, I've got a whole guide up on how to get sheep if you want more specifics, but I'll give you a general gist of it here. You need to get down a sheep farm and a pasture. Now, you can build a pasture under the farming icon somewhere. There it is. And this will basically just house all of your livestock for you. Now, the only way you can get livestock is by having a trading outpost, not the normal trading outpost. This is the livestock trading outpost. So you put one of these down somewhere. I think I've deleted mine by now. Yeah, I've probably deleted it somewhere. And then you just have to import sheep. So you want to import your sheep, put them into the pen. This all happens automatically. As soon as a sheep is imported, it goes into the pen. You can then use the sheep farm to take the wool off of the sheep, and then a weaver's workshop will turn the wool into yarn, and yarn is the level 1 required material for the clothing stall supply. So that's all you need is just yarn. You can do leather if you've got a lot of animals and that kind of stuff, but honestly the sheep just do it all passively, so it just works forever and you're good to go. Once you get up to the level 2 burgage plots, the process is very much the same. You do need to get a tavern, which is a little bit more difficult because farming in this game right now is kind of, it's a bit useless if I'm being honest. So what you want to do is you want to build a tavern, and then you need to get mead. Now, I've kind of cheated this system a little bit. All I've done was I built a tavern, and then I went to my trading post, and I would just import mead every now and then when I wanted to upgrade my areas, because it doesn't really matter if they're 100% happy. You can see here, I've still got 83% approval, so everyone's pretty good to go. And I will just import either the malt and then make it, or I will just import the mead straight away. If you want to go the malt route, you need a brewery, which is a upgrade for the burgage plots. They will then turn your malts into your ales. So it's either way you can do it, either or that way. Again, I don't have it constantly imported because it's very expensive. I don't have any way to grow it here because this is not a very good farming area. So it does depend on the kind of region you're playing in. So that's the tavern supply. The church is just a matter of upgrading the church. And these ones, again, are just, you're going to need more fuel, more food types, and more clothing supply. The clothing supply is slightly different here because you need shoes, clothes, or cloaks. Best way to do that is literally just to put down a couple of cobblers. Let me see if I can find them here. It's quite hard to sort of tell the difference between the basic burgage plots and the artisan ones. I'm sure I've got a cobbler somewhere there. Cobbler shop. So again, this is just an upgrade you can put on any burgage plot. You go to the upgrade slot, you pick the cobblers, they will make shoes for you. The shoes are one of the items that you need to provide for the level 2 upgrades. They will just make shoes. Alternatively, you can also do, I think it's the tailors as well. That's a bit more difficult because you need sort of higher grade resources for the tailors to work. But shoes is very simple, very easy. And then pop down a tailor, and I think it's clothes is probably the simplest one as well. And again, it works the same as before. You need to make sure that you've got enough on your marketplace to get to most of your villages in order for the house. So if this house can get one, you will get the check mark. If it doesn't, it won't. Hey guys, hopefully it's a bit better this one. I do apologise for the last one. My head's a bit spacey at the minute. But nice and quick, nice and easy. Get winning, get back to the game. If we helped you out today, do like, subscribe. We do appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care now.